Hi, I'm Jemma. Welcome to the Create Studio channel and our Creating at Home series. Today we're making an egg carton art portrait, which may sound unusual, but it's lots of fun. I have the example that I made here of a little doggy, and you can see that he or she has some dimension to them. That's what we're going to be making. So we're going to want to start with a piece of cardboard. I have a list of the materials below, so you can gather those before we get together or even after you watch this video. And we're going to cut it to a smaller size. It doesn't have to be measured to something specific, just a good size to work with. And then we need some egg carton parts. So I started cutting up an egg carton into smaller parts, and I'm going to use just a couple of those parts. And then I have some paints that I'm going to be using, and I have some water in my cup that I'm going to be using, and then I have my little paint palette and brush that I'm going to be using too. So we'll take your egg carton and we want to cut off this raised ends because I want it to sit flat against the face. I'll stick with making a dog the way I did before, but you can make any animal that you're inspired to make. This idea came from Pinterest. It's on our cardboard, Spotlight on Cardboard Pinterest board, and on that I saw that it was an elephant, like a Babar the elephant from a story in a classroom, and I thought, what a great way to reuse egg cartons. I'm always looking for ways. So I cut my cup flat, and then I'm going to glue it down onto paper like that. And then I'm going to use a Sharpie so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm drawing a shape of a dog that I want to do so that I can paint in that space. So you can either just start painting or draw and then paint. And then I'm just going to do kind of a U shape for the dog's face, and then a line across the top, and then I'll go up and add some ears. And when you're painting, you can always add or change your details. And then just so I know what I'm working with, I know I want my nose, gotta hold it down because it's still drying, to come way up onto the face. And I'm going to draw kind of a triangle shape because doggies have a triangle shaped nose. And then I'm going to draw a place for eyes, but I'm going to use the egg cartons for that. And then I can do a little bit of a body. So this would be a portrait of a dog. And the next thing I'll do is get some of my paint colors. Let's see. I didn't have those out before we got started. I am looking for a brown. So I've got a brown because that's what color I want my dog to be. And I'm just going to get some paint. I squeezed it onto my cardboard plate. I got paint on my brush. And now I'm just going to start going around. And because I did a Sharpie, I can see where I was. So I'm just going to go over and do the whole thing brown. So I'm trying to be fast so you can start doing your own project. So I probably won't finish it the way I did in the example. But I want you to do your own project. Feel a little like Bob Ross. Okay, now I'm getting the base on there. So I'm just creating that. I want to show you about the eyes. So I'm going to let that dry for a second while I show you. Oop, I didn't even paint the nose. And I'm going to have to hold down to paint on the egg carton so we can see that become part of the doggy that we're making. I don't know what kind of dog, what breed this dog is, but just a happy dog. Happy to be painted. So I can always go and add more detail later, but that's what you get so far. And while this is drying for a second, I'm going to take another egg cup, and I just used this middle part to make an eye. So I'm going to take my scissors and just cut that part out. It's easier if I cut it this way. I can see it better. And it's just a square shape. So I just trimmed off especially the part that I wanted to be the top. Dogs have pretty round eyes, like kind of doe eyes, similar to humans, but a little rounder. So there's one eye, and I'll just add some glue onto the back of it so I can glue it down. And I'll add the other eye. And then I think I will leave you to your business of creating your own animal. Just to give you this basic part to get started. Sometimes these egg cartons can be hard to cut out. Okay, so gluing this guy down, this eye guy, and now you can see I've got the basics, and then I would go in and paint my nose black and probably the middle of my eyes black there, and add more black detail. And then for what I did with my other dog is I added another lighter color in certain spots. So you can do that part next. So I started with this and I ended with that when I added more detail. I hope you like this project idea and have fun making your own egg carton portrait. Have a great day.